What's good, team? We with the boy Cam Talks MMA. It's a late one right now, 11:13 p.m. on the West Coast. What we got on the East Coast? What is it? 2:13?
2:13 a.m.
2:13, baby. Shit, but you know what? It's a big fight week now. Two more sleeps. Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway, man. BMF shit. Big one on the line. Brazil versus USA, aka Ninth Island of Hawaii. How we feeling?
We are feeling amazing about this card. This is one of the best cards of 2026 so far. They went ahead and booked it. But I am going to be completely honest. The fights under this card, they lack just a little bit. I know that RDR fight and Caio Baralio, that's going to be a banger. I did say on the last podcast that should be a 5-round fight because that fight does shape the middleweight division. We got Cody Garbrandt, former champion, returning. Yes, sir. He put on one of the best performances in UFC history against a legend in Dominic Cruz. He will be returning Saturday night. Can't wait to see him back in action. We're getting Gregory Rodriguez, Bruno Ferreira too. You know what I'm saying? The first fight was crazy. We watched somebody go to sleep. I don't think that's gonna happen this time. I think he's definitely shaped up his skills. I feel like we got a very solid card. I'm not gonna complain too
Hey,
much.
you
But how you
can't
feel?
forget about my boy, Chiwiwis.
That's gonna be a banger
Raul
fight
and
also.
Robert.
You know, I'm riding with Rob Font. You know what I'm saying? I hate to get to it so early, but I'm riding with Rob Font. You know, that's my team over there at Tristar. Those are my boys over there with Eamon Zahabi and Arnold Allen. Those are my guys, so you know I gotta ride with my dog, Rob Font. You know it.
Amen.
Yes, sir. How you feeling about this card, though?
Man, I kind of mixed feelings because, I really do think the main event is a banger, You couldn't ask for anything better, bro. Fucking, what is it? 11 years later, I believe. Running it back. Up a weight class. They were 45ers last time. Now they're at 55. Both have been champions. Max has been the BMF champ. Charles has bounced back. He's got back into a title fight against Ilya. Funny enough, I was thinking this to myself earlier, but a very interesting stat. Just a fun fact for everyone out there right here, right now. There's obviously two champions right now at lightweight, Justin Gaethje and Ilia Topuria. Both Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway both finished Justin Gaethje, and both Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway got finished by Ilia Topuria. Just something to throw out there, something to think about. But yeah, man, I mean, might as well start it off with the main event. How you feeling? I mean, let's get straight down to business. Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira, 5 rounds, BMF title on the line, baby.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna pick up right where you left off. The BMF title on the line. You took the words right out of my mouth. Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira, you can't ask for nothing better. I'm going to say it one more time. Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira, you can't ask for nothing better. You getting the true definition of a striker versus a grappler. Max Holloway has some of the best stand-up, leads all of the UFC in significant strikes. Nobody is on his level when it comes to the striking other than Ilia Topuria. We seen it. On the other hand, we got Charles Oliveira, leads the entire UFC in all of submissions, and he is a force to be reckoned with. And every single time he gets into that octagon, it is an exciting fight. You know how both of these fighters get down? And I said it about a month ago. I said it last week. I said it last episode. I'm still riding with Max Holloway. I feel like at 155, he's too much of a threat. I am seeing a lot of people lean towards Charles Oliveira. This is going to be a banger matchup, like I just stated, but I got to lean towards Max Holloway. This actually might be one of the most high-level fights that we might ever see in history. You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen this fight in 11 years, and I can't wait. Like, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? We got Caio Baralio versus RDR. We got Cody Garbrandt returning. We got Raw Rules Jr. versus Rob Font, veteran versus a prospect. We got a solid card here. But not to jump over this card, I'm ready for Josh Emmett versus Kevin Vallejos. Let's talk about it. But hey, Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway, you cannot miss it this weekend, Saturday night on Paramount Plus. You can't miss it. This is much watch TV. Must watch. You gotta tune in. You can't miss it.
Definitely, yeah, no, man. I thought about it a lot. Initially, I thought I like Max Holloway. I like Max Holloway all day long, and I like him by decision. But I thought about it some more, and one comparison I seen, and I know MMA math, it doesn't always work, but Charles Oliveira went and walked Justin Gaethje down. He walked shit down in the first round in Arizona, knocked him down after getting knocked down twice, then came back, submitted him in the first round. Max Holloway, he did beat Justin Gaethje, he did beat Justin Gaethje, excuse me, but that was in the fifth round. Not saying that it wasn't an impressive win, but I think that Charles Oliveira is going to do what he does. He's going to walk Max Holloway down. He's going to get hit. It's going to be reckless. He's probably going to get dropped at least once. But another thing to mention is that Max Holloway has gotten dropped in his last 3 fights, I believe. He got dropped against Ilia Topuria, he got dropped against Dustin, and he got dropped against Justin, his last 3 fights. And definitely his last 2 fights at lightweight. Oliveira's a hard hitter, too. Like, I know he's a little skinny, a little wiry, but, I mean, even Justin Gaethje said that's the hardest he's ever been hit. And, I'm going Charles Oliveira. And you want a bold prediction? Bold prediction right here, right now. Charles do Bronx Oliveira by TKO in the second round. That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm rocking with. I got Brazil all day, baby. I might be wrong, but I'm backing my boy.
That is a lot. That is a lot to come up after. You got Charles by TKO in second round. That is a lot to speak of. Let's talk about it. Me personally, I disagree because I feel like we haven't seen enough of Max Holloway's ground game, and I feel like we're going to see a lot of it, and we're going to see how underrated it is. Kind of like when you see Armin Sarukian get up in there and you see him strike a little bit, you're like, this dude can strike. I feel like we're going to see the same thing with Max grappling. I feel like Charles is going to get him down. He's going to get him in a crazy position, and we're like, is Max about to tap here? No, absolutely not. Max gets out of that, and then he comes out of that submission attempt, and he gets into a crazy flurry with Charles, and like next thing you know, is Charles about to go down? You never know. Charles showed if he stands up, he can get caught. Max Holloway showed that he can get caught too, but it was by the same person. A dangerous killer in Ilia Topuria. I can't play no games when I talk about this. Both of these dudes are aging, but I have to lean towards Max Holloway. I feel like he's really himself at 155. He doesn't have to cut as much weight, and he's really there. You know what I'm saying? He'll stand in your face, and that fight better not get to the fifth round. I'll tell you that right now. That fight better not get to the fifth round. I don't think.
I do like your take about a potential split decision, or even maybe not split, but like a 3-2. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see a round or two where Max is putting it on him, piecing him up, and then I could see a round where Charles gets a takedown, maybe a trip in the clinch, something like that, and just gets on top and controls him. Or even, he gets his back. Like you said, Max uses his great defensive grappling to survive, but, if Charles Oliveira puts you in a body lock, brother, you're cooked for the round at the very least, if not getting submitted. But yeah, I mean, the only person I seen who really survived his grappling, at least being in a body triangle for an extended amount of time, was Chandler. And Chandler's just, dude's a ball of muscle, He was picking him up and slamming him while he was in a body triangle.
That's 100% facts, but when you're looking at somebody like Max Holloway, he's only been finished twice. He got subbed by Dustin Poirier in his UFC debut, and then he got finished by Ilia Topuria a couple fights ago in 2024. Somebody like Max Holloway, he's somebody that really understands how to learn from his mistakes and go out there and perform better and look better. Max Holloway's the type of fighter, he's not just gonna keep going up out there just to fight for the hell of it. He's gonna go out there and he's gonna go out there with a purpose, and I feel like he's really gonna show Charles Oliveira that I am the baddest motherfucker in the UFC, and this is why there's levels to this sport. Max Holloway already solved the puzzle once at 145. It's just finished business. But what I will say, this can be a hot take to some people out there in the world. They might look at me like, Cam, you're crazy. If this fight goes to Charles Oliveira and he gets a TKO or he gets a submission or he wins this fight, however he wins it, I can see a trilogy down the line. Call me crazy.
You never know. It's not impossible.
If Charles Oliveira can get this win, I can see a trilogy down the line, like a retirement fight for both, or a retirement fight for the other. Go finish the series. If it's 1-1, go finish the series. But I do think Max will get the sweep and go 2-0 on Oliveira. But if Oliveira does get the win, a trilogy would be very interesting. Like a trilogy early 2027, late 2027, early 2028, retirement fight. Talk to me. Max said he got about 2-3 more. Oliveira's 36. You know what I'm saying? What you got?
Yeah, they're both getting up there.
A trilogy for the retirement. You know what I'm saying? Send both the legends off at the same time.
You know what? Honestly, I will say this. If Max goes out there and, he does what he does and puts on an impressive performance, TKO, or even a dominant decision, maybe not right away. He might need an arm-on win or something. But I would not mind seeing him versus Ilya at 155 eventually. Say, because if he wins this one and, say, one more, I mean, you never know, I mean, Dustin, Charles, and one more, that's a pretty damn good three-fight win streak. Plus, in lightweight, he already beat Gaethje before that, too. So far, Max has been, I think he's 2-1 at lightweight, because he did lose that first fight against Poirier at lightweight. Or, well, technically it was their second fight, but, his first lightweight fight, the interim title, when they fought in Atlanta. But that was a good fight, too. Plus, I think the other thing is Max now, he's had time to put on proper weight, I think we've all seen that. He's got way more power at 155, for sure.
And he seems to be a little bit more quicker. You know what I'm saying? Like at 155, I'm going just off of the Dustin fight. The Justin fight, it was a different fight. I feel like he fought the fight amazing. He did get dropped in the fight, but I feel like in that Dustin fight in particular, he looked quick. You know what I'm saying? Like I seen like a quicker Max Holloway out there. Like I seen a Max Holloway that really wants to get to his shots and really pick you apart. But I also did see some holes in his game when he did fight Dustin Poirier back in Louisiana. I seen Dustin Poirier was able to jump on a ghillie. I seen Dustin Poirier drop him real bad. And like I say, I posted it in the TikTok. It's a game of inches. You get what I'm saying? Poirier went for a vicious uppercut while Max was on all fours. And Max moved his head just out the way just in time. You never know what could have happened. Let's say Dustin connects, Max eats it, and then he jumps on top of him at half guard and then gets the TKO. You never know what happens. Or Max is real dazed going into the next round and Dustin catches him early. You know what I'm saying? You never know what happens. You get what I'm saying? Max normally fights at 145. At 155, I feel like he's still getting used to it. He had 3 fights, like we just said. That title fight for the interim, the fight against Justin Gaethje, the fight against Dustin Poirier. So he's been there. He's walked that walk 3 times. This is his 4th time getting in there. You're going against another tough dude in Charles Oliveira. I feel like Max is ready. You know what I'm saying? He knows what it feels like to fight at 155, and I feel like he's ready for Charles Oliveira. I know Charles Oliveira is not done yet. So if Charles Oliveira goes out here and gets the win, I won't be surprised. I just watched him destroy one of my favorite fighters in Mateus Gamrot, and it was a beautiful performance. Mateus Gamrot landed some huge shots on him. You get what I'm saying? And Charles Oliveira just kept walking forward. That was extremely impressive. So I know Charles Oliveira is not done, and that was an impressive performance. And I know, like you said last podcast, he made it look like light work, and I have to agree to disagree. You get what I'm saying? Because I don't think he made him look like light work. I just feel like it was a short notice fight, so Mateus Gamrot was starting to gas a little bit earlier than usual. You get what I'm saying? That's not me trying to defend Gamrot. I just feel like if Gamrot would have got a full camp, we definitely would have seen at least three to four rounds, if not 5 rounds. Could have seen that fight go the distance. You just never know. He took the fight on 3 weeks' notice. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying 3 weeks is a lot of time. I'm not saying it's a little bit of time. I just feel like if Gamrot would have had at least 6 months, 2 months, 3 months, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to call it, because you can't fight Charles Oliveira on short notice. You can't do it. So it makes Gamrot look so bad, and his stock went down because you lost to Dan Hooker and you lost to Charles Oliveira, and Oliveira submitted you. That was your first time being finished. The UFC looked at you as the boogeyman. Nobody can finish you. Now Charles Oliveira finished you because you decided to take this fight on short notice. I don't know. Like, I don't want to say that the win is fluky, but like, if you really break it down, the win is fluky. You were supposed to fight Fiziev, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that was gonna stand with you, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how that fight would have went because I just watched him lose to Mauricio Rufy. So like, how I feel about Fiziev, it's not a good feeling. It's not a bad feeling. It's just I need to see him get in the octagon. I need to see him just prove himself. If not, Fiziev, I'm going to give you my opinion on you, but as of right now, I have to see you get back in that cage before I give you a full opinion on yourself. And I know, Pete, I'm talking a lot, but I'm saying some real stuff here. Like that win against Gamrot, I don't know how legit that win is. Yes, you took Gamrot on short notice too. You could have just sat out and messed up the whole event. Yeah, you could have done that, but the UFC doesn't roll like that. The show must go on, so they gave you Gamrot. I just feel like Gamrot gassed too early. You get what I'm saying? Gamrot is that wasn't the real Gamrot. But yeah, you definitely give me your thoughts, Pete. But I don't know. Like, that's why I have to just think Max. You know what I'm saying?
I think you still got to give him the credit for the win. But, I mean, yeah, the odds were definitely stacked against Gamrot. I'm not going to act like that's not the case. But you still got to give him credit. I mean, he beat him. It's a good win. There's a lot of fights that end up happening on short notice. And in the history books, you know, people don't really look back and be like, you know what I mean? Like, when you say, like, some new casual fan starts watching and they're going to look at Gamrot's record and be like, oh, fuck, he lost to Oliveira? But they're not going to see, like, oh, that was 3 weeks' notice. You know what I mean? There's not any, like, stat that says that on the website or whatever, you know? But, I mean, real fans that watch know, yeah, that definitely affected the fight, but I don't know. It's tough to say. I still think it was a very impressive win. He dominated in the first round. He actually out-wrestled Gamrot, got him down. I thought it was very impressive, but I do think Gamrot probably beat Dan Hooker, to be honest with you. I mean, you got to give it to Gamrot, bro. He fought Oliveira in Brazil, Hooker in Australia. He's game, bro. They call him the gamer for a reason. Excited to see his next fight, but the one I really want to talk about is Mr. Baralho versus Reinier de Ridder, man. RDR. I mean, I know we talked about it the other day, but you still feeling the same way?
Okay, Pete, let me talk to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna steal the floor too hard this time. You know what I'm saying? But let me talk to you. So, like I was saying, I still do feel the same way that this fight should be a 5-round fight. I feel like we're robbed out of 2 rounds. Like, I truly feel that way. After seeing what RDR did against Brandon Allen, please let me know if you disagree with me. I feel like we got robbed out of a good fight. You know what I'm saying? He made RDR fold him forward. You get what I'm saying? Okay, cool. Congratulations, Brandon Allen. I still don't think that you're ready for the deep end. That's no hate towards you. I just feel like you need a couple more. That's a personal opinion. People may disagree all around the world. You please let me know down below in the comments how you feel about Brandon Allen. Me personally, I just feel like he's not ready, and I feel like he's ranked a little bit higher than what he should be, because beating RDR does not guarantee you a top 5 spot in my book, because I feel like I said before, I feel like RDR's career was boosted. You know what I'm saying? You got to win over Kevin Holland. You beat a prospect in Bo Nickel. You had a fluky win over Robert Whitaker. He had a crazy knockdown on you, almost finished you. You got away with the split decision. Okay, cool. You folded against Brandon Allen in a 5-round fight, your second 5-round fight in the UFC. I don't know, it's a little weird to me, but your streak was impressive. Don't get me wrong, you fooled the entire community in MMA. You fooled me. You know what I'm saying? You 100% fooled me. You have an opportunity to go out here and save face. I seen Kyle Baralio talking crazy in the press conference. He says, who are we going to get? Are we going to get the Ritter or the Quitter? Very interesting, very good trash talk, very good punchline. My thing is, we aren't getting RDR in 5 rounds. We're getting RDR in 3 rounds. So he's going to come at you. He's going to want to wrestle with you. He's going to want to take you down. He's going to want to fight you with more urgency because he knows this is a 3-round fight. This isn't a 5-round fight. He gassed himself against Brandon Allen. Brandon Allen got away with a win. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't preparing for Brandon Allen. He was preparing for Fluffy. You know what I'm saying? So you get a whole different matchup, and then you run into Brandon Allen. I know I said all of those things. I just wanted people to look at this from a perspective. But this fight should be a 5-round fight. But I feel like the 3 rounds does favor RDR way too much. You get what I'm saying? Kyle Baralio has way better cardio. But if I had to pick, I'd have to go with RDR because he has a lot to prove. Like I said in our last episode, RDR has a lot to prove. Kyle Baralio, he had an okay fight against Imavov, but I feel like Imavov pieced him up for 5 rounds. And I'm not saying if you're getting pieced up by Imavov that's bad, but I feel like he exposed a lot of holes that you didn't want other people seeing, like RDR, Fluffy, Sean Strickland. Like, people know how to fight you. I feel like you're figured out. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you're not impressive, because you're still a very impressive fighter, a very impressive record, but I feel like RDR has been there. He's fought those people. He's fought for belts multiple times, won championship. He was right knocking on the door right before that Brandon Allen fight for getting a title at 185. But I feel like this is going to be one of those fights for RDR where he's like, okay, I did what I was supposed to do, but now let me show y'all who I really am against Kyle Baralio, good name value. But me personally, that's just how I'm feeling. I'm leaning towards RDR. You please tell me how you feeling, Pete, and please do not be afraid to really take this floor and explain to the people really how you're feeling about this fight. Talk to me.
Yeah, no, I all day long, brother. I gotta go Kyle Baralio all day long. I like RDR. I think he's great, but I think his problem is everyone knows what he wants to do. Everyone. And when you have a team like the Fighting Nerds, you know, those guys are smart. Like, I think there's a chance the Ritter's going to do what he wants to do early, but I don't think Kyle's going to get finished. I think his grappling's too good to get submitted. Might get put in some really compromising positions. Very possible and probably likely. But I think he's going to survive. And I think as the fight goes on, round 2 is going to hit. And I think RDR is going to struggle to take him down from there. And honestly, I mean, bro, Brendan Allen's not like a bad wrestler, but he's not a crazy wrestler. He was ragdolling RDR. He was picking him up on his shoulder and dropping him. Like, there's a chance Kyle, I don't think he's going to mix in the grappling, but I think if he can stay on the feet, he's got good in and out movement. He's got that good karate stance, good straight punches. I think Kyle can just outpoint him, win an easy 29, 28 decision. He'll probably lose the first round is what I think, but I like him. I like him all day. I think he's, I favor him, man. He's way more well-rounded. I could be wrong, but I believe he's younger as well. He's got more UFC experience. I know maybe not as high of level of competition. And honestly, a lot of people would argue that Imavov fight was a little bit closer than people called it to be, especially because it was in France. But, I mean, his Jared Cannonier win was very impressive, very impressive. I'm trying to think who else he fought. Paul Craig knockout was great. He had some really good performances on the come up. I mean, a lot of people were saying he was the best fighting nerd for a long time. I don't know if that's truly the case. He might be the most well-rounded. I think that might be true. He's really good at striking. He can grapple. And I think that's the thing is, RDR is not like this crazy good wrestler. He's got good judo, good takedowns, good trips. But he's not like, Hamza Chimaev running the pipe, double-legging you and just taking you down right away like that. So, yeah, I like Kyle Bahalio, 29-28, unanimous decision for Sholey.
See, I love me the fighting nerds too. Don't get me wrong. Because I feel like we need stuff like this for the UFC. This gets a little off topic from talking about UFC 326, but I like what the UFC does. I like how they push Paddy Pimblett. I like how they push the fighting nerds. I like what they do because we need it. You get what I'm saying? Give us something to talk about. Give us something to look forward to. Okay, Kyle Baralio versus RDR. Let me see it. Gene Silva versus Aljamain Sterling. Let me see it. You get what I'm saying? Carlos Prates versus JDM. Let me see it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just love it. I love the fighting nerds as a whole. I feel like they bring viewership to the UFC, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? But for this particular fight, I feel like I have to go with RDR. I'm not sold on Kyle just yet. I feel like I just seen too many holes that you just don't want people like RDR, Sean Strickland, Israel Adesanya. I don't know how much longer Izzy has, but I still want to throw his name out there because that fight could potentially happen. I was saying Kyle Baralio, Israel Adesanya, I was saying that was the fight to make next, but instead they make Israel Adesanya versus Joe Pyfer. That's what I really said. Once I seen Kyle lose to Imavov, I'm like, okay, give him Israel Adesanya. He has the name value. Of course, Izzy has the name value. It was the fight to make, but they was like, oh, nah, RDR. But also, tell me why I was like, I could see RDR versus Israel Adesanya. You get what I'm saying? I could have saw that too. You get what I'm saying? But they wanted to give him Joe Pyfer. They want to see what
Did you
Joe
hear,
Pyfer's talk to me.
not to cut you off, but did you hear that
Go ahead.
Izzy was actually offered that fight?
Which one? Because I said like three names.
In, what's his name? RDR in Canada before Brandon Allen took the fight? He was saying
As a
that
short
on
notice,
his YouTube.
right? Short notice, though, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think it
that's
was.
why
Remember when Hernandez dropped out?
Yep. That's why he didn't take the fight. It makes 100% because you're a legend.
Probably would have won that looking back, though.
Hey, I seen Paulo Costa say if I would have known he would have done that, I would have took the fight because I seen Paulo Costa got offered the fight too.
Yeah, they both did. Yeah, I don't think, respectfully, I don't think Brendan Allen was the first choice. You see that video of him versus Vittori?
Mark, yes, I did. You posted that. Oh my gosh, it was safe to say Brandon Allen was 2-0 that night. I don't hate Brandon Allen. I just feel like I just need to see a little bit more. It's no disrespect. I
think he's just a little inconsistent because he'll beat guys like
he has a good record.
RDR.
Very impressive record.
He's lost to guys like Fluffy and Strickland and those guys.
So yeah, it's like it's a little flip floppy.
He lost to Chris Curtis. Even though that was a while ago. But
Chris Curtis, he went down to 170, so he's gonna be fighting that one dude that everybody likes to make memes out of.
You think he oral by?
Yeah, oral by. Correct. No, everybody makes.
Bro, he lives out here. One of my friends trains with him. Yeah, he trains with oral by.
I did not know Oral by lived in California. Wow.
Yeah, he trains with Uriah. Probably, I don't know how he found him, but
no, he's a good fighter though. That knockout over Hermansa was crazy.
His fight against what's his name too, Round Betsky.
Yes,
you remember that?
That's his name, Round Betsky.
Yeah,
that I didn't know that's how you said it.
It's hella weird, yeah.
Yeah, no, I was saying
like Rebecca.
I was saying something else because you know me, I be butchering the names, but I was literally calling him something else. But thank you for.
That's just how John Anik says it, so I trust because he does this shit on his show where he's like does the pronunciation, pronunciation of the week.
See, the one thing that John Anik does, and this is a shout out to John Anik. Yes, personally, I do think that Michael Goldberg was better. That's my opinion because you know me, I'm a UFC like. I grew up on the UFC, just hearing Michael Goldberg in general saying the tell of the tapes just rings in my head rent free. But don't get me wrong, John Anik, you are tough. You know what I'm saying? When you say the tell of the tapes, John Anik is the reason why I love Cheeto Vera so much. Because the way he just says it all together, you know what I'm saying? Crazy, right? Crazy. He like just the way he says somebody's names. I'm like, hold on, let me go follow him on Instagram real quick. You feel me? Let me. Like after John Anik says the name, I'm like, hold on, let me go follow him on Instagram real quick.
I think that he just brings up like the most random shit. Both of these guys went over a custody battle in their recent fight camp. You remember what he said that?
Why, John Anik? Why? Just why? But one thing about John Anik,
he's like, when Amanda Nunez retired and they were talking about the baby, he's like, if anyone was wondering, those were Amanda's eggs.
he's insane. Nah, John Anik's insane. I'm done. I don't want to
When I
laugh
met
at
him in
that.
person,
I don't want to
I was
laugh
like,
at that
he's like,
because
how old are you? I was like, yeah, I'm 22. He's like, I'm fucking twice this kid's age.
nah, John Anik is insane.
That fool's
man.
hilarious, though.
Nah, John Anik is insane. Like
But
it's just
what
John
do you think
Anik.
about the boy DD versus MJ? Drew
DD.
Dober versus Michael Johnson.
Okay, and this is where I really get in my bag, because this is where Cam Talks MMA really talk. You get what I'm saying? Michael Johnson, Drew Dober. Let's talk about it. One thing that I realized is when a fighter fights too often, like way too often, because Drew Dober just fought, I believe, was it Canada, if I'm not mistaken, but he did just fight, because I did just watch him fight. I know he fought against somebody,
Prepolek.
Kyle Prepolek. It was, yeah, that was definitely Canada. He just fought in UFC Canada, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if he fought after that, but I think that was his last fight, so I did just watch him fight live. Michael Johnson, I watched him fight Daniel Zellhuber. Amazing performance. Actually had Michael Johnson winning that fight, which is insane because I didn't put any bread on it, but I did have Michael Johnson. I was telling everybody, I don't see Daniel Zellhuber getting the win. Michael Johnson is still here. He's still here to stay. He's still here to put on performances. So I did have Michael Johnson winning that fight. But to toot his own, you get what I'm saying? I don't know who I'm going with. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who
You don't
I'm
have a
going with.
pick?
No, I don't know who I'm going with. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the fight that like I just say like it's going over 1.5 rounds. You know what I'm saying?
I think I like Drew Dober, and I know everyone makes those jokes about, him turning up against certain opponents, but
Yeah, I know.
fuck.
I know.
But to be honest with you, man, I think Michael Johnson's going to catch him, bro. Drew Dober's been knocked out quite a few times recently. Michael Johnson's been on a streak. I mean, the way they both fight, it's almost like Terrence McKinney versus Chris Duncan. Like,
Yeah.
Someone's probably going to get finished. I just think, Michael Johnson has really good counters. Most of the time, he keeps himself pretty safe. You know what I mean? He's not out there winging shots.
Yeah.
He's got pretty good technical boxing. Like, Drew Dober tends to bounce in and out and sometimes gets himself in trouble. And I could just see Michael Johnson landing a clean left-hand counter on him.
See, the thing with that, okay, so to pick back up on what I was saying, so Drew Dober, he just fought in Canada, right? So I feel like when a dude fights too much, a loss is just bound to happen because you just fought. I know you took a little bit of time off. It's now March. Michael Johnson was supposed to fight back in January, so I know he's ready to get back in the cage. But my thing is, I can't pick between these two dudes because I'm leaning towards Drew Dober just fought, right? Michael Johnson hasn't fought yet, so he's itching to get up in there. He could eventually just be so ready to fight. He gets caught by Drew Dober. Drew Dober does have a little bit of power on him now. You know what I'm saying? He can catch you. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, he does turn up on certain opponents. You get what I'm saying? So it's just one of those fights to where I'm not about to embarrass myself. I don't want Michael Johnson to go out there and go kill Drew Dober, and I'm like, oh yeah, I had Drew Dober, and I don't want to pick Michael Johnson, and Drew Dober goes out there and just catches him. You get what I'm saying? And it's not to look bad, but if I did have to lean towards somebody, I am leaning towards Drew Dober. But because he's been in there a little bit longer, right? Michael Johnson, he having some scandals going on. I don't know, but like I really can't pick. So you know what I'm saying? Don't quote me on that. But like that's just one of those fights to where I'd rather pick it to go over 1.5 rounds because it's one of those weird fights. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, like.
Yeah,
But if I
I
had a
favor
gun to
Michael
back my
Johnson. I
head,
like his momentum right now, bro.
right?
I think he's on a 3-fight win
Yeah, he
streak.
is. No, he is. He
Drew
is.
Dober's lost 3 out of 4. He got knocked out 2 out of his last 3 fights. He's been knocked out. He got knocked out against, well, technically the Gene Silva fight was a doctor stoppage, but the Manuel Torres, that was ugly. He got knocked out in like 10 seconds and then
Oof,
ate like a
oof,
million follow-up shots.
oof.
But I don't know because both of them have power. I believe they're both southpaws too, if I'm not mistaken. So it's an interesting stylistic matchup. But I believe Michael Johnson's gonna have some size, a little bit of reach, a little bit of length. So
So I got a question before we move on from this fight. See, like it's weird because another thing is Michael Johnson is 39 years old, so it's hard for me to pick somebody that's in their late 40s. You get what I'm saying? Drew Dober is a little bit younger. You get what I'm saying? If Michael Johnson goes on a 4-fight win streak, he's gonna keep fighting, right? Unless he just decides to retire here, right? Okay, what does the UFC do? Do they give him another prospect and then you let him go 5-0? You know what I'm saying? Or is he trying to get ranked at this point? Like, what are we doing? So
I
I think.
mean, if
Go
they're gonna
ahead.
feed
Yes,
him,
please answer
if they're
that.
gonna feed him, I mean, why not like a Quill and Salkill? To be honest, I feel like if he beats Drew Dober, I know they're trying to push
I like
Salkid
that.
quick, but
See,
I
I
feel like
like that, but I'm ready for Sal Kid to fight a ranked opponent. Like I don't want to see no more. Like why did he go from Nassaret to Jimmy Malarkey? If we're gonna do that, just give him a ranked opponent. I don't even care who you give him. Give him
I
anybody.
think
Just
he
give him
was
anybody.
supposed to fight someone else, but I forget who fell out of the fight because
Like
Malarkey was short notice. I remember,
okay,
but I
but
don't think it was
even
like a
before,
crazy
yeah,
opponent
I'm
though.
gonna say even before that, I don't even think the opponent was crazy. I don't want to see no more matchups like that. And me personally, I feel like that head kick was still fluky. It was an amazing head kick, but Nasrat was supposed to win that fight 100%. There's nobody that can change my mind.
I
It was just a
I
super.
honestly picked Salkid to win that fight. I'm not lying to you. I could show you my Tapology pick.
I'm not mad at you, you know what I'm saying? But the truth is, if you're a real MMA fan, you know Nasrat was supposed to win that. And I could just be
He
dead
was
wrong.
favored. No, he was favored
No,
for
no,
sure.
not even odds. I'm talking about MMA resumes. You know what I'm saying? MMA experience, UFC experience. Nasserat had that in the bag.
I
I
just
don't.
like the momentum that Quillen had on his side. That's why I picked him.
I
He's
like it
flashy.
too. I like it too because, like I said, we need it. I need it. But if he's hype, okay, give him a ranked opponent and let's see how hyped he is. I don't want him to do bad. That's what people. That's where people get it mixed up. They think it's hate. No, it's not hate. I want to see him get tested. You know what I'm saying? Just like David Martinez. I wanted him to fight Corey Sandhagen. I didn't want him fighting Marlon Cheeto Vera. Like it's in my comments. I can see you the comments from 2025. It should have been David Martinez versus Corey Sandhagen. Corey Sandhagen hasn't fought since Marab back in UFC 320. It should have been Corey Sandhagen versus David Martinez. If you're gonna push him, push him. Don't give him Marlon Cheeto Vera. Marlon Cheeto Vera is no, don't do that to me. You know what I'm saying?
It
UFC
doesn't
don't.
really make sense to. I mean, yeah, what you're saying that they did throw him. He got into the top 10 off a short notice fight, but if they're gonna push him quick, like okay,
Push him.
he's ranked number 10, and you give him number 9. He literally moved up one ranking.
Thank you. If you're gonna push
There
him.
was
Don't
like
give
pretty
him
much, you know what I mean, no significance behind that fight.
none. And
Even if Cheeto won,
there we
what does that
go.
do for him?
Thank
They're
you.
just gonna
Like
say David Martinez wasn't shit anyways.
there we go. Like if you're gonna push him, give him something that puts him right in that top 5. If you beat Corey Sandhagen, You rank number fourth in the world. Okay, David Martinez, let's pay attention to you. And David can get fraud checked. If you're gonna let him get fraud checked, let Corey Sandhagen fraud check him. And then okay, after that, if he has an okay performance against Corey Sandhagen, okay, let's give him Marlon Cheeto Vera now. And if he beats Cheeto Vera, okay, we can keep working with him. But if he loses to Corey Sandhagen, then he loses to Cheeto Vera, okay, boom. Don't give him Rob Font on a short notice fight. Because y'all gave him that fight and then give him Marlon Cheeto Vera. Now you got to work with him. Who you giving him? Mario Batista? Absolutely not. Who you giving him? Aben Zahabi? No. But yes, do me and you want to see that fight? Yes, we want to see that fight. But is that fight going to happen? No, because Aben Zahabi's about to fight on that Canada card. It's not booked yet or confirmed, but he hasn't fought since 2025 back in October. The same fight, the same card that Drew Dober was on. You get what I'm saying? Aben Zahabi's about to fight on that Canada card, and he's ready for an opponent. You get what I'm saying? So, who's next for David? Peyton Talbot? You get what I'm saying? No, none of these dudes want to fight him. Umar Nurmagomedov will sit on David Martinez, and it's no disrespect because I love David Martinez. If you're gonna push him, push him. Why are we giving him Cheeto Vera? This is just unnecessary hype. But talk to me though. You know what I'm saying? But to get back on the Drew Dober, Michael Johnson, I'm leaning towards Drew Dober because what's next for Michael Johnson? He's going to be on a 4-fight win streak. Quillen Soundkid, I like that, but Quillen Soundkid's ready to fight. He just got a first round submission. If Michael Johnson goes out here, gets beat up, and still wins after he takes some damage, he's not going to want to fight Soundkid. You know what I'm saying? Not till like the second half of this year. You get what I'm saying? Soundkid's gonna be ready to fight, and we don't know who he's gonna fight. Because what is the UFC gonna do? Are they gonna keep pushing him like they're doing mini Ngannou? They keep giving them easy fights. Like, what are we gonna do? If we're gonna push our fighters, let's push them. Like you said, Michael Johnson. That's a good fight, but it's just not gonna happen because it won't line up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm ready for Aben Zahabi to fight though, and I think hot take for the world. Please let me know if you disagree. Aben Zahabi, Corey Sandhagen, co-main event under Mike Mallet and Gilbert Burns. Corey Sandhagen, Aben Zahabi. Let me know. Please let me know right now, Pete. I think it will because, look, you want another Canadian fighter right under Gilbert Burns, and you want somebody like Corey Sandhagen who brings that bantamweight star power USA. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me.
It's possible.
Look, let me break it down real quick because I don't want to get too off topic because I know we need to talk about UFC 326. Marab is about to fight RAF and he said he's taking a break. Okay, cool. Peter Yan going through a hip injury. Okay, cool. O'Malley, Song Yadong, both just fought. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Corey Sandhagen, he hasn't fought since UFC 320. Aben Zahabi hasn't fought since October. David Martinez, Marlon Cheeto Vera just fought. You get what I'm saying? Mario Batista, Vinicius Oliveira just fought. Aben Zahabi, Corey Sandhagen, it's wide open for Canada. You know what I'm saying? But you tell me though, what do you think? Do you think that fight happens?
Honestly, the only reason I don't think it happens is because if they're gonna do Mike Malott and who's he fighting?
Gilbert Burns.
Gilbert Burns is the main event. I don't think that'll happen. Just because I think Aben Zahabi versus Sandhagen would be a bigger main event. Maybe I'm tripping on that, but I don't know.
I like that. I don't know why, but I like that. I like that a lot. So you don't think that happens? I mean, a co-main event, they can still make it a 5-round fight.
It's possible, though. I actually do think, and they could always switch the bout order, too.
But they won't switch the main event, though. They won't do that because it's already booked.
It's happened before.
Okay, that is true. No, I actually like that a lot.
Maybe not though, because they're what do you call it? They usually tend to favor the heavier fighters for main events, but
I like that though.
I think Amen deserves a main event.
I agree. I 100% agree with you, but I feel like if you want to have another Canadian fighter on that card, and then you want to bring some star power in the bantamweight division, Corey Sandhagen is that dude, and it moves Aben Zahabi up, and it also puts Corey right back in that title contention because you just beat a top 6 contender. You know what I'm saying? On a 7-fight win streak. That does a lot for Corey, but it also does a lot for Sugar Sean O'Malley. You know what I'm saying?